Happy birthday, all my October 28th Scorpios. So we're going to go ahead and read your day from the birthday book. If you don't have a copy yourself, your month is October, your day is 28, your sign is 3 to 6 degrees approximately Scorpio, your period is your Scorpio week 1, and you're a fixed water sign. You're the day of research. So people born on the same day as you are, and this book is quite old. It's been around for probably at least 20 years now. I didn't look at the publishing date, so you may or may not recognize these celebrities. We can timestamp when we get past the celebrities, and then we'll go into your day, your numbers and planets, your tarot card, and your health and advice. So born on this day is Desiderius Erasmus. She was a or whoever it was, I don't know if it's male or female, was a Dutch Renaissance humanist scholar, philosopher on the freedom of the will, translated Bible into Greek. Now, some of you may know who these people are, but again, unless they're super famous, like Julia Roberts I see in here, I almost feel like I should do these to the end, because a lot of these people we don't know, but we'll get there. So, Jonas Edward Salk, he was a virologist, and he helped develop the polio vaccine. I believe I've heard of him many times. He was also a writer. He wrote Man Unfolding. Then we have Isaac Merritt Singer. He was a sewing machine developer and manufacturer. Scorpio can be very good at scientific things or mechanical things, among other signs. Then we have Edith Head. Oh, I love Edith Head, you guys. I went to, what's it called? I think it's not FEMA, because that's like helping people. Something like that. It's in downtown LA. It's the Fashion Institute. I think it's FEMA with an I instead of an E. They have a whole display of her. She won like the most costume Oscars for best costume. But it says greatest Hollywood costumer. But it doesn't include that she won like 5 Academy Awards for it, at least. So then we have Robert Liston. He was a Scottish physician, he was the first to operate on it says anesthetized patient, so somebody with, anesthesiology. He was the first person to operate on them. Again, Scorpios are good at science and research, but also, I would say, probably the best surgeons and even actors. That's another thing. But they're really good. Scorpios tend to make really good surgeons, along with Pisces, because Pisces aren't really afraid of the gore. But you do rule the house of sex, death, and taxes. But it's regeneration and rebirth. So, you're good at bringing things back to life, regenerating them, right? Going in and fixing them so that they can run properly again. All right, so Sir Richard Dahl, he was a British cancer researcher. Again, a lot of medical people in here, right? He established lung cancer smoking link. William Gates, corporation executive. Oh, Bill Gates was born on your day. Again, very scientific, right? Tech knowledge. Microsoft billionaire, youngest at age 31. Auguste Escoffier. So there are a few we know in here. French chef, modernizer of French cuisine, Ma Cuisine. I'm sure you guys have heard some of these people share your birthday too by now, but then we have Frances Bacon. She was a 20th century British painter. I've seen some of her works. Then we have Julia Roberts, film actress. Hans Driesch, he was a German philosopher, parapsychologist, biologist, and vitalist. We have Nicholas Culpeper or something, British 17th century astrologist and herbalist. Oh, I should read some of his work. Bruce Jenner, U.S. Olympic decathlon gold medalist, TV sports commentator, now Caitlyn Jenner. Jane Alexander, film actress. Evelyn Waugh, British novelist. The Loved One was what she wrote. Joanne Plowright, British stage film actress. She married Laurence Olivier. And then we have Elsa Lanchester, film actress. Charlie Daniels, singer-songwriter. He was in the Charlie Daniels Band. Isn't that the song The Devil Went Down to Georgia? Let me know if you know in the comments. Marshal Grouchy, he was a French Bonapartist army commander. And then we have Howard Hanson, composer, music professor. So there's actually a picture in here. I hope you guys can see. That's Edith Head, and there's all of her Academy Awards. But it was cool because they had like, I don't know if it was the actual costumes or like reproductions of the costumes with each Academy Award sort of display. So that was pretty cool. And then your day is yours tarot card is the Magician. There is the picture. We have Erasmus there, if any of you know who he is, and then Bill Gates right there. Okay, so we have your numbers and planets are those born on the 28th of the month are ruled by the number 1. 2 plus 8 equals 10. 1 plus 0 equals 1. And by the sun. Those ruled by the number 1 are typically individual, highly opinionated, and eager to rise to the top. Because, as mentioned above, October 28th people tend to be strongly dominant types. They must be aware of being overcome by their power drives. The sun symbolizes strong creative energy and fire, which is best kept flowing steadily rather than allowed to sporadically flare out of control. The combination of the sun with Pluto, Scorpio's ruler, tends to lighten up the darker aspects of the Scorpio personality, making them sunny Scorpios, quote unquote sunny. Now, one thing you do have to be careful of when you get the sun with Scorpio or Pluto is sometimes you can feel kind of exposed. It's sort of like when I read about the sun in the 8th house. So at times that sun is so bright, it might sort of expose you more than you want to be as a Scorpio, or expose, Scorpio also rules secrets, known secrets. So things, everybody has things they keep to themselves, right? Sort of discretion. So, at times you may feel like you can't hide anything from anyone and you want to go hide in a hole, would be my interpretation of that. But it says, these are the sunny Scorpios, but also gives depth and a serious purpose to the life path of October 28th people. Then we have your tarot card again, which is the Magician. The first card of the major arcana is the Magician, who symbolizes intellect, communication, information, as well as magic. Over his head is an infinity symbol, which in some tarot decks takes the form of a hat, in others a halo. Many interpretations may be drawn, one of which is that the Magician recognizes the cyclical and unending nature of life and is empowered by this understanding. The positive traits suggested by this first card include diplomatic skill and shrewdness, but negatively, lack of scruples and opportunism. Also, I kind of mentioned this in the October 27th video because they're ruled by the Hermit. The Hermit and the Magician generally are Mercury ruled cards, so we usually associate them with the signs of Virgo and Gemini. So if you have any of that in your chart, it's even more relevant to you, like for your rising sign or your moon. Now, for health advice, it says October 28th people most often take an active interest in their health and generally heed symptoms of disease. They must beware, however, of going overboard in this respect and becoming obsessed with illness. An important lesson for them is to learn that the body tends to heal itself. Regeneration, right? Thus, they should not seek serious cures for minor illnesses. Keeping a handle on medicinal drug taking may be crucial for maintaining resistance to illness. So, preventative medicine is huge, but it's like, so it kind of reminds me of Angelina Jolie, and I don't know exactly what her birthday is. I think she's a Cancer. But she had, and I teach their own, I'm not judging her on this, but this would sort of be the advice for people on your day. She had like a genetic disposition to some type of breast cancer. So she went and had her, everything removed as a preventative thing. So basically what this is saying for you, that may not be a good choice if you're born on October 28th, because it's like you don't really need to fix the problem until it's present. So until that actual genetic thing comes to light and they can kind of, remove it, then I don't go overboard in preemptive solutions, because then you might have other problems as a result. So, learning or developing culinary skills is recommended for October 28th people. So learning to cook, and you know what? I think it's like right at the end of October, one of my best friends in LA that had taught me to cook, like really to use spices. Like it was my neighbor, he'd make me something and then he'd be like, what's in that? And I'd like, oh, a hint of clove. And I was really good at it. So that kind of, now I really know how to season and spice, where I grew up with like kitchen bouquet and all the food tasted like garbage. So, I believe he was October 29th or 30th, but definitely good at spices, right? Sort of that science ability to balance things out. So, and you are the opposite of Taurus, which rules food, and oppositions still have a lot of power over us. So, Learning or developing culinary skills is recommended for you people on October 28th who have the patience and attention to detail needed to become excellent cooks. Moderate daily exercise is suggested, such as walking, swimming, or biking. Now, your advice is cultivate the more gentle aspects of your nature. Sometimes take things as they come without having to study causes. Don't be so demanding and judgmental. Allow for spontaneous expression. Worry and fear are the true enemy, because you guys are very good at seeing root causes. So, you know, you've got to sort of let it play out a little is what I'm getting from that. And I could use that myself. Again, I have Pluto in Scorpio. All right. Meditation. Learning when to let go and allow things to happen on their own is indeed a practiced art. So again, sort of double down on that advice. And then your strengths are curious, thorough, and interesting. And your weaknesses are prying, demanding, and cutting. So that concludes the October 28th video. Do stay tuned. We'll link it when it comes out for the Scorpio week 1. You're part of Scorpio week 1. It starts on October 26th. So that'll give you a little more insight. And if you want a personal reading from me, it's rotation411.com. And also check out moonmatch.love if you want to find your perfect astrological match. I'm sending you all lots of love, blessings, and light. Happy birthday. Thank you, Scorpio, October 28th.